Now we gotta self-promo this stream, don't we?
I'm gonna nugget it.
I'm gonna nugget it. Why don't you do it right here so people can see you?
Robert. I spelled your name wrong. I did a loading animation myself because I turned off the animations on my phone. Bruh, RMA. Oh, that's even better than I thought. Like...
Share. Copy link.
At everyone. Bruh, RMA. Breh, RMA.
Breh, RMA.
Breh. Okay, put it... I'm gonna heart shape the stream. Oh my god, Bruh Moment is here already. That took like 2 seconds. He is chronically online.
Bruh Moment from your channel?
Yeah.
Sup, dude?
It's because... Okay, speedrun the self-promo.
Well, you want to self-promo it to my other Discord channels? Or to my Discord channel, I mean? In my promo, and then I'll do my, like, Facebook.
Balls!
Balls.
At everyone ball days.
Come go away, notification. I need to type.
I can't pin my message. This is so sad. It's supposed to... I want to look at the motherboard thing. Should I have like scripts to do these, but...
Look at what Facebook is doing to me. Don't post the URL as text.
Skill issue!
Move to trash.
Why is this just here?
Because that is for holding this GPU up. Can you put those on my bed so we have more room for activity?
Your truck bed?
Truck? What? Move to trash.
There's like 12 GPUs on his bed. That's great.
Yeah.
There's a 580. There's a
room to do this.
5700. There's a... I think this is a 1080. Another 5700 at 1660 with the... He still has not put the CPU fan in, I mean the fan in this connector. That's another 5700 XT.
Oh yeah, that GPU I need to sell.
XT.
It's broken.
I mean 6700. Don't ask me why I know all those. The answer is obvious. Tech literate.
Do you want to, here, take the motherboard out and put it on top of the box?
So it doesn't like have a brain blast. Oh, it's your mother's toothbrush.
Your mom. Toss.
You know.
I use that toothbrush for cleaning off the motherboard when the thermal paste gets over there. Not that guy.
I ripped the tape in half. This is so sad. Max! It says Max on it. It's a thing.
Yeah, it's a B458 Pro Max!
Stealing Apple's naming scheme. I mean, Apple's stealing Asus's naming scheme because they had a Max Pro before a Pro Max. They had phones called Max Pro. It's like Zenfone A something Pro Max, or Max Pro. It's not confusing at all.
Alright, he's putting the CPU in now.
I tossed the stickers.
Don't toss my sticker!
Even though you never use the sticker.
I like the sticker.
But you don't like it that much.
Not to actually use it for anything. Okay, I've got text messages done for people. Now I have to do Instagram.
Dang it, I forgot what triangle it's supposed to go on.
Which triangle? Well, there's only one. I'll get a light.
Oh, I figured it out. Putting in an AMD CPU is way less nerve-wracking than an Intel one. I got it in.
That's what he said.
It's not sus.
It's so sus.
And also, this is not a Ryzen 5 3600. This is a Ryzen... I was about to say a Ryzen 4 3400.
You keep tossing all my stuff!
Okay. I need the RAF cooler. We gotta squirt the CPU. Oh right, you gotta remove.
It's on the table right there.
Where?
Table.
Oh. Gotta get the iFixit kit or a generic screwdriver.
I'll get see if I can find the ratcheting one.
Yeah, you put on the thermal paste because I'm not good at putting on thermal paste. Dang it. It's not going in. I mean out. I mean left. Oh, this has like the extra pins if you overclock your CPU like a weirdo. This is not Intel, so that is not necessary.
I don't know what I used the ratcheting screwdriver on last, so I don't know where it is.
I found it.
Okay. You have to turn the thing the other way. So you turn this like you're going to loosen now, or tighten, and then it'll loosen. There you go. And I'll get a bag for the what's-its. And I'm not monitoring chat yet. Open it up. I'll get a bag for the what's-its. And I'm not monitoring chat. This already has screws in it.
Okay, squirt your paste onto it.
Gross. Oops. Okay, I got 2 screws and 1 thingy. Where's the other 2 screws and thingy? All right. Perfect. Pro moment. Toss.
Yeah, actually it's a Ryzen 4 2400G. Imagine if it was actually a Ryzen 4, it's a Ryzen 5. So it's probably 6 cores.
You can see that crap? Yep, you're right. Ryzen 5 2400G. So that means we can test it without plugging in a GPU.
I don't want to plug in a GPU, though.
We will.
Try and do epic gaming on it with a giant TV.
Visit your website right now.
Slobbercomputers.com.
Slobber.
Slobbering.
Like that video you showed me, now I know what magpie is. It's so gross.
Isn't magpie just a type of bird?
Yeah, but magpie, the actual pie, is like the bird's spit.
Oh,
It's
that.
actually in the pie. This is like the most
The
disgusting.
pie is a lie!
So what we're doing here, bruh, moment, is I got this motherboard back from MSI. They fixed it, and I have to do this testing thing, and I'm also experimenting to see what happens with vertical streaming. which is weird because you have actually less landscape to see what's going on, but YouTube is promoting it better or whatever on their algorithm. Come on, get it all the way over there.
I almost dropped it. I don't want to be Linus drop tips.
Yeah, that guy is so arrogant. I need to do a video where I pretend to be him. Use AI to change my face. That'd be hilarious.
I forgot, like, what direction I'm supposed to put the Wraith cooler. This way? Or, I mean...
Yeah, that way.
Because one way, the CPU... Yeah, that's the CPU fan. Okay, good. Oh. Wrong hole.
That's what she said. You also gotta go like you're gonna loosen that. Now it'll tighten. Yep. Diagonal, just like that. Why are we out of focus? We're out of focus in the freaking stream.
You know it's good when it's squeaking at you.
Oh, now we're nice and sharp.
Now we're nice and sharp.
Sharks. I trust him with this because he built his own computer.
Dang it. This one side is off to the right.
All right, well.
I hate the screwdriver. It's too heavy.
What you do is you start with one that's just barely started. Mm-hmm. And the frustrating thing is the back plate.
I mean, I know how to like install a CPU fan because I read the manual because the manual's helpful, but I'm not used to using a 20-pound screwdriver to do such thing.
When I can't get that one to start. Come on. I'd buy the Linus Tech Tick screwdriver if they'd fix two things. A ridiculous price, and made sure Linus didn't get a cent of my money.
Who lines?
Linus Tech Tips.
Oh.
They worked with another company and designed a better screwdriver. Apparently this is one of the better ones too, because this other channel reviewed a bunch of screwdrivers and like how much force they could do and all these other tests. And this was like the third best. And another one is how strong the magnet is, like picking up weights.
It's like I want to get a motherboard for that i7 7700, so we could just make like a gaming PC out of those parts.
Put the RAM in there. Oh, I still need an i7 7700 for my one HP. Needs more power.
Maybe you can get a Xeon for it and it's like actually works. Who knows? Because those are way cheaper.
CPU power, we only need 8 pins, even though the motherboard has 12.
Again, if you're a weirdo and overclocked an AMD CPU, it's at 6 gigahertz, that you might want that.
Yep.
Is that it?
my CPU and my editing rig, I have to put 12 even if I don't overclock it.
I thought it was only like 125 watts though.
I know I got the CPU light on the motherboard unless I put the other one in there.
Huh.
We don't even need keyboard and mouse. You need to reach around, give the TV the reach around, and find the HDMI cable. No, don't pull it from there. Here. It's right. You see me going up and down?
No.
Look.
Oh.
And that goes into the back of here somewhere.
I just drop it. Oh yeah, this is a fancy motherboard. It has a red on it. Does this have a power button? Or are you gonna plug something?
I don't remember what the pins are. Come on, bro.
Let me find
Which
it.
pins do we use to turn it on? It's this header over here.
I think it's like one of them.
I think it's like one of them. Don't do it yet. Don't want to short something out. MSI power button header. There we go. So we got what reset HDD LED power switch is the one next to the missing pin.
Maybe it's the one over there.
Maybe it's this.
No, you turned it off.
I just turned it on.
Oh. Ah! That's Rugaba! The power supply just turns off its fan because it's not necessary. Because it's doing nothing.
This says HDMI 2. And I'm plugged into HDMI 2. I get no signal.
Skill issue.
Debug LEDs are not doing anything.
Unplug it in, plug it in again.
Go ahead.
Or maybe you wait, no, that wouldn't be safe there. Maybe you do need a keyboard input.
Get the keyboard.
Four gigabyte HP and crucial and sticks. It's only 2400 megahertz, kind of sucky. Yeah, put its dongle in the hole.
That's where the dongle goes. That's where it belongs, in the hole. Power button. Oh yeah. Green. Okay.
Boom.
I do have spare buttons.
Ow. Here are spare buttons.
I'm a spare button.
This is
Here it is. So we turn it off and then clear the CMOS this way. Turn it on. Pen.
I want to put the Chonker RX 5700 in it.
We will. That's not making it work. Maybe.
Oh, I thought you turned the screwdriver into a pen.
Now we need to do this for like a minute. This part's like 10 seconds, but that part's like a minute.
It has onset dementia, but it takes a while.
Onset dementia. I hate if it was that the CPU was too old. That they updated the BIOS while it was there or something.
Oh my god, bro! Moment is back. Oh, there's 7 people watching. Maybe I have to like refresh the chat.
Yeah, go ahead and try that. I'll do mine too.
Here. Okay, that.
It says I got 13 people watching. 8. It can't decide.
Oh right, wait a minute. Literally.
Hey, if there's anybody who's shy in not putting something in the chat,
I'm gonna get the
two
Chonker
reasons
RX 5700.
why it's safe. I make jokes, but it's not to make fun of you. It's just to have fun. And if it's ever making fun of me, it's because I'm stupid and I'm saying stupid things. Reason number 2, it helps out the channel. Because of YouTube's algorithm. They like engagement. Alright, that should be enough. Put the battery back in. Turn on the power supply. Press magic button.
Should I do the Diabetes RX 5700 XT or the EGVA 1080?
The 1080.
Okay, EGVA, but better. I like it.
No output.
I pointed this.
I haven't plugged in
Maybe you could plug
I
it
haven't
into
put
a
an
different
SSD
monitor
in
and it'll work.
because it's supposed to show me BIOS, right?
Uh-huh.
But let's give it an SSD and see if it wants to behave.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's kind of important. Like, oh yeah, you need storage for your computer.
But it should at least give you a BIOS warning telling you don't have an OS installed.
Maybe it can't even boot into an OS if there's no OS.
Well, you don't even need this. Like
Robert's live.
you can have Pixie boot and boot over the network. Hey, Corey. Which one's 0? I'm just gonna guess. I think it's this one.
It's dangling your SSD.
That's why it's solid.
Gelatinous state drive.
I need a cable to power the SSD. Here, you hold the sleeve. This PCI, which we will need for the GPU in a minute. That's Molex. Another PC. Where's the SATA one?
I'll be able to find it.
All right. Stanley State Drive is what Corey says.
Okay, I found one. That also has whatever the crap Type 3 is.
Oh,
It has SATA on it, so it's fine.
yeah. Got this 1,000-watt power supply to test this motherboard. So you could say that I tested on more than one power supply before I sent it back to MSI.
We're definitely going to use something more than
Because
this.
my 30 years of experience of working with computer hardware is not enough for MSI for me to tell them it's broken, fix it. No, you gotta test it on more than one power supply with more than one GPU. And I'm like, does the average person have more than one power supply and more than one GPU? No, they don't.
No.
And does the average person have 30 years experience in IT? No. Just let me send it to you.
So wait, you started doing IT when you were 10 years old?
Oh, good point.
You're like 20 years.
I started doing IT in like 98.
27 or something. Goodbye.
Give me output.
Why do I feel like it's just using the wrong type of display and it's kind of pooing itself?
It is, because when I'm mining, I have a bunch of GPUs above it, and they're not slotted straight in, and I have to change a setting on the motherboard to send the video output through the APU. You want the input. Genius.
Source?
Yeah. HDMI 2, leave it. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to toss in a GPU and see what's the output through that.
Beautiful 1080.
You're going to need a power cable for that too.
Oh my god, real. It's like it uses more than 2 watts. I mean 75. Drugs.
I was about to check if you were right on how many watts it was, but I don't have a sticker on this
I think
one.
it uses 180 or 100 something.
I'd be curious with the AI stuff that I do on my channel if I can get a 1080 to work.
1080 is a good gaming card.
Bro moments like ducks. I have 4 people on live now. There's 4 other people who are like, this is too boring watching a dude and his dad fix a computer.
I can't find the 8-pin. I found the 8-pin.
Button.
We need to make a meme out of that. Mac users thinking how a PC starts up.
Well, this PC starting up that way, and there's still no output.
I feel like it's a TV's fault.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, what we could do is try the other. Here, where'd I put the light? Here it is. We'll look back here where the HDMI is plugged in, and it should say HDMI 2.
I thought it was just gonna go like. Yeah, that is 2.
Do you want to try it in 1?
Yeah, try it in the first bowl. Ow.
Now we're in 1. I know this TV works because this is where I always do my test benches, right here, before they go somewhere else. When you start up a PC and you have a discrete GPU, the fans ramp up and then they come back down.
Yeah.
So it hasn't gotten past that part. So the motherboard's still bad. I have to send it to them again. I'm right, aren't I? When you've got another 15 years of experience, you'll be like, the fan's not ramping down. Let's try a different GPU. That's 6800 chunker.
Or the pretty one. Oh, right, we're using the pretty one.
Bro moments like zzz. Thanks, Corey.
Oh, this one's going to be even louder.
Oh, you want to try an RX or Vega 56?
No, this is the RX 5700.
Okay.
Yeah, a computer to a TV is fine because HDMI. Do you not understand the concept?
Oh, I need. Okay, I've got enough power.
Of course you do. It's 1,000 watts of a power supply.
I mean, cables, because it's got a splitter thing on it.
I was like, if you got a 4090, you should have probably put like a 1,000-watt power supply.
Yeah, technically you can get away like with a 750, but
I would never.
I would never myself either. Like, no, I don't like burning my house down.
I was like, if I can get the 1,000-watt power supply when I upgrade to better computer parts, I would.
It said CPU for a second. That flashed and then said no signal. Let's see if it does that again. What do I hear? It came right on without me pressing the button. That's an issue. See that? Motherboard's not fixed. He just went like this. MSI has done this to me before. Let's put it this way. MSI's current, their quality is low. And I've had to RMA 4 motherboards in the past 4 years. 2 times they fixed it the first time. This is the second time they didn't fix it the first time. One of them I had to send it to them a total of 3 times before they fixed it.
Good, my MSI motherboard hasn't blown up yet. I have a B550 Pro VDH Wi-Fi if anyone's interested. What is happening? The picture thing looks terrible.
It's like a GIF or something.
It's GIF.
Have that fight right now and get myself banned from another Facebook page like I care.
Yeah, I like backed up your thing by saying GIF.
It's like, how can they declare it is fixed if they're not even testing it at the warehouse? You know? Tell me in the comments what you think. How can this go to MSI RMA department and they do something to it and it tests it? So the symptoms it had before, it was saying over voltage.
Achoo!
Saw it right here on the screen. And then as I tell her, like, MSI is going to make me test it on other power supplies and GPUs and all this garbage, even though over voltage is not that. It's the motherboard's architecture is incorrectly built. You sneezed your mic off.
True.
And as I'm testing it, it quit turning on at all. So they fixed it a little bit. It turns on and it has RGB lights and spins the fan on the CPU, sends power to the GPU, but the GPU fans don't spin back down. So what little testing did they do? And what little training did they give that guy that did the testing? Yeah, it should be illegal. See, look at this vertical. I got all this space above my head. Like stand over there. I'm gonna show people. Let me see. Yeah. If I'm framing up to film a video, pretend it's not vertical. Well, I can't even go down that much on this thing. Never mind. Makes a bunch of crinkly sounds into the mic.
I was spinning the fan of the RTX 3070.
Oh. I need to clear the CMOS. Let me in there.
Poke it in its, pokey out bits.
Toss. I wish I had money to get another motherboard because I want to make a system for AMD AI stuff. Strictly AMD. And then if I want to test bizarre scenarios, maybe use the mining rig in the living room. Like I might try the Tesla M40 card again, but with CUDA 5.8.
Oh my god, blowing on it doesn't work.
Oh, I want to go Discord right now.
Oh, this has 2 BIOSes.
Mm-hmm.
Is one gaming flavored and the other isn't?
Usually one of them is normal and the other one
Overclocked?
yeah, overclocked. But sometimes one of them just has a different fan curve than the other one, which is stupid. Which is like I could do that in MSI Afterburner.
MSI before burner.
That's my self-promo. I don't see your post.
I put it in general.
You put it in general?
Yeah. It isn't self-promo if I'm promoting you. Elongated muskrat?
What are you talking about? Somebody in chat?
Corey Gamer said that.
Elongated muskrat? What?
I said he said
Oh, Elon Musk?
Shortened muskrat.
All right, there's 3 ways to clear CMOS. One of them is just to clear CMOS, whether it's press a button or to short a jumper.
You're a jumper.
Second way is to remove the CMOS battery first.
Then eat it.
All 3 ways you have the power supply turned off. Okay. The second way is you remove the CMOS battery first and then do the jumper. And the third way is unplug the power cable from the power supply, then do the other 2. That's the the most drastic one. And I'm leaving the battery out. The reason is because the motherboard should be like, there's no battery. I need a battery to be able to tell the time. And cry. That should be on the screen. Hey, it didn't turn on immediately when I flipped the power switch. It did CPU on the motherboard, which was red, and then went away. I highly doubt you seated the CPU wrong, because the light would still be on.
And it just kind of, and the flap kind of just came on. Because he said Tesla.
Oh, yeah, it's not Tesla because of the car company.
Tesla coil.
It's every few years, NVIDIA has a server GPU that has the word Tesla on it. You keep psyching me out, making me think it's working by doing that. All right, point Google. And if I ever make fun of your name, it's not because I'm making fun of you. It's just a thing I do on my channel. Ryzen 5 2400G is the GPU, or CPU. And
16 gigs of SP power, 3000 megahertz.
yeah, but it's not going to run 3000 because I haven't done the thing in the BIOS.
Because of the CPU, I mean the motherboard. MSI is MSIing it wrong.
How long, all right, how long were you watching the stream? Just now, or were you watching a few minutes before when I explained what I was doing? Come out. Just started. Well, I do AI stuff on my channel, mostly stable diffusion, which is, in my opinion, the best for generating images because you have the most control. And I have had a bad experience with MSI motherboards in the past 4 years, except I have experience building computers since like the late 90s, and MSI was always the best in my experience until recently. And I want to have another computer so I could just test AMD stuff with AI. And so I'm like, finally, I've already had MSI fix 3 motherboards for me. And I finally sound like I get the courage to deal with sending another one to them. And it comes back and at least it lights up. It wasn't doing that before.
Oh yeah, I really hope that didn't get thermal paste in the CPU thing. Socket. Yeah, use your mom's toothbrush on that.
My mom was long gone before I got this toothbrush.
Because of her diabetes.
Yes. Diabetes.
American syndrome.
There's thermal paste in a hole. Not the a-hole, but a hole.
It's totally fine. It'll evaporate.
If there's bent pins, it's not you.
I don't see anything.
Because I dropped it before I tested it to send to MSI.
I just dropped it.
And I'm going to grab an X-Acto blade knife.
Oh yeah, Asus
Now, this is the
for
part where we
AMD
both have a mic
7000
and they're
series.
wireless, and
I'm
we
like,
say things that the other person
oh
doesn't know
yeah,
that
a
we're
few of
saying.
them caught on fire because they didn't know how to do the overclocking correctly. Because
I'm
you
running
can't
up the
overclock a
Holding a
X3
knife.
CPU.
Oops. my
So I'm
mic's
like,
off.
when I upgrade to AMD 7000 because I really want to once I get a job, it's like, hopefully the motherboard combo that Micro Center does, not sponsored, doesn't include Asus because I don't want my CPU to explode my house. It's not Intel, it's not supposed to explode your house.
Which is funny is that people picked on AMD from running hot, but that just shows what little, or let me just put it this way, less experience with computers than other people than they have than other people. Like Celeron was catching people's computers on fires on fire in the 90s.
Oh yeah, because Celeron was actually like the power thing instead of the poo thing.
Yeah, Asus is going downhill too. Worse than MSI, I heard.
Yeah, I already told him about the fire.
Yeah, mechanical pencil where you use a CPU pin to push the lead back
Acer's
up
always
inside.
been awful.
Acer. Yeah, but Asus used to have good quality but good quality hardware but bad level support. Like
They still have good laptops. But those are
in the
laptops.
mid 2000s, we were running Windows XP, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you needed to install SATA drivers so that you could go over the 138 gig hard drive limit. And you had to use drivers that matched your motherboard. Asus came with floppies. But Asus came with a CD with very, very sparse, terrible instructions of how to use a program on the CD to make the floppies. And in the mid-2000s, the floppies you bought at Walmart or Target or wherever were like 50-50 bad discs and good ones. So that's why you wanted one of the ones from the motherboard manufacturer, because they were a higher quality floppy disk. This is the mid-2000s, you know, because floppies were on the way out. But you still had to get the drivers on, and it was Microsoft's fault, because it wasn't until Windows Vista that they let you use USB or CD to install drivers during the Windows install. You know when the GUI changed?
Oh yeah, and also where my mom works, like their Dell laptops have been falling apart because it's Dell. So they're finally actually switching to like HP, so it shouldn't fall apart as much. It's good. I told them about the other stuff that they shouldn't get.
Right here.
Oh.
Yellow bag over there where my eyeballs are pointing. Yellow bag.
Or is it?
Down. Under.
Lego bag.
Yeah.
Because like the screen was literally falling off the laptops.
At her job?
Yeah, the Dell ones.
That sucks. All right.
Like, is there a specific person that's like, can, oh yeah, tell company, buy this sort of device? Because that would be cool, so I don't make them fall apart.
I need to get an art. Are you, tell me, excuse me.
Did you shart?
No. Point Abigail. Tell me, are you interested in computer hardware and or AI stuff at all?
Yeah, I told them don't get Acer or Dell again, or the E-series of Lenovo ThinkPads that are like new, because those are... Because I heard in a thing that, in a YouTube short that, or I didn't hear, I saw that, oh yeah, if you like put any pressure on the laptop, the motherboard will bend and short, and like the case will short out stuff, so the laptop will have a seizure.
You have a 4090, dude? If you haven't checked out my AI stuff about how to do stable diffusion, you might be interested in doing it. Even if it's just to mess around and make silly pictures or whatever, you're going to learn a lot about AI, so that like, all the IT jobs in the future are going to be about training and maintaining models. And a 4090 is like the fastest GPU you can have for that stuff right now.
And also the fastest way to set your house on fire besides the i9-4900K.
Well, I'm sure he's seen all the videos and to know how to use the right cable, because they came out with a better cable. Did you see that? With the little pins inside were the wrong shape and they weren't getting enough contact.
That's why I'm getting AMD.
Yeah. Okay, the dots over there.
Because it's like, it's a lot cheaper and still really powerful, so I don't care.
I don't like how NVIDIA is just pumping more power through their GPU to get more performance. Like, look how far we've leapt.
Because they made like the RX 7900 the price of a 4070 Ti, I think. I was like, ooh, that's actually a good price. It used to be $900, and it's like 700 something.
No, now we're
RX 7900 XT 740, 20 gigs of VRAM.
Well, he put the CPU in earlier and it seated just fine. Like I said earlier, I dropped the CPU last time when I was testing it by straightening out the pins. I used a knife this time.
It's just a normal 2 8-pin. It's not the stupid connector.
What is?
The RX 7900 XT.
If they can even see that. Oh, move to your... I need to be able to see. Yeah, there's no way they can see that. It's like this big on the screen.
It looks like a normal graphics card, but kind of chunky because it needs to be. But
There's a guy on
I like
on,
that back plate.
YouTube that's running Stable Diffusion on that GPU. No, I'm basically a pro. Oh, cool. So he knows this stuff. CPU is mounted again.
Oh, the recommendation for the buy with this is the 7800X3D. Amazon is getting smarter.
To buy it with what?
The the Ryzen 7 7800X3D.
Oh, yeah, good CPU pairing.
And a weirdly cheap chonker CPU fan. I was like, this will probably cool a 7800X3D, but I don't trust it.
I have focus lock. Because we were blurry earlier.
Like, I don't trust a $30 CPU cooler to cool a 7800X3D.
Sell it to me without a cooler, thanks.
I was like, I'm probably gonna get a water cooler with some flavor once I upgrade my CPU.
I'd be happy to just put one of my 6800s on here.
Yeah. Since it's a Dell desktop, it shouldn't fall apart.
It was cool to see Bruh Moment come over.
It's old enough to like have non-proprietary stuff, so you could probably upgrade it a bunch. The power supply is the problem though, because it's like 2 watts.
Watch it be this.
Oh god.
2400G requiring 12 pins would be dumb, but it did have the CPU light for a second.
I was like, we broke it. I mean, we fixed it a little bit, but your 2400G now uses 150 watts.
Can you check in the power supply box for the cable for that?
I was like, I was staring at the Ryzen 9 7900X Micro Center combo thing. It's like just $100 more than the 7800 X3D and 4 more cores. So it was like, I want cores. I like cores.
I really love the cores in my 59 whatever it is. I can't remember.
You have a 5800X.
Thanks. Especially when I do remux of my OBS recordings, because they're like. CPU light goes away, no output.
I can't find the 12 pin for the CPU. Type 3.
Well, there's not a 12 pin, it's another 4 plus 4. And
Is that the... I don't know what that would look like.
it just looks like a 4 plus 2, except it's 4 plus 4. And the other end says type 3 on it.
Oh. I knew I saw... Is it this?
No, because that's 3 plus 2. We need a 4. One where you go to split it, and it's 4 and 4.
I know there's other type 3s, not this one.
1000-watt power supply better come with one. You know, that's PCI. That's Molex. That's Molex. That's SATA.
When I was setting up my PC, I had a hard time hooking up to the HDMI because it kept saying I had no signal, so I started meshing it without. Now it works. Oh, messing with it. When I got my HPs, the monitors just worked. Because they were used in workstations like 2 months before that or something.
Toss.
I mean, they were workstations 2 months before that.
I bet you it's already.
Not they magically transform into something else.
There's a PCI. Watch it be loose over here, like I already had it here before.
Yeah, you do have the 24 pin.
The PCI we were running the GPU earlier.
Oh.
Yeah, they should have a cable like that. I have adapter things that'll give me that. Oh, here's another cable laying. Oh, no. Do not take a cable from that. No.
Do not.
That's a different brand over there.
That can kill your power supply, and I want to use it, and you want to use it, and everyone wants to use it.
Everyone wants to see me make videos about it and with stuff on there.
And I want to do a curse to, and I want to have the i7 7700 use that power supply so epic things can happen.
Oh yeah.
So the motherboards for those are only like $40 for like MATX or whatever.
I have adapter cables.
Since I'm not using my old PC case right now.
If I, oh yeah, I could use that. I'd probably
So just put it in the old PC case.
have it right here.
I have two fans spare anyway.
That would be good for certain workloads.
It's like I think it's one of the best quad cores. No, the 13400 is the best quad core, and that's why I told somebody from church to tell their mom to get that instead of something with 64 gigs of RAM. You don't need that for Minecraft.
Weird. I'm thinking this power supply doesn't have two of those. It should. Is this what I'm looking for? Look. I had it laying right there. It's one of the ones I use for the M40. You could take a GPU power. I have to double check by looking at another power supply that the colors are right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Go in the hole.
So we take this apart.
Don't destroy it.
Black's all on top. Yellow's all on the other side. See that? So I got this cable. I got random stuff like this around. I didn't even realize this was what I was looking for. But when you're mining, you get a power supply that's 1,000 watts or whatever. It can power 3 separate 4 pins on the motherboard. But when you're mining, you don't need those. You get a low-end GPU or CPU because you're mining with a GPU. So you get a power supply that comes with 2 CPU cables. Then you use an adapter on one of them to power additional GPU. But I'm doing the opposite now. I'm going to try to grab me a PCI power cable. I'm going to plug this adapter into it, which is the ones I need to use when I'm using the M40. Because for the M40 is meant to go inside of a server.
I keep getting poked by my mic. How do I get not poked?
Here. Let's see if I can figure something out. Interesting. Are you missing a bit?
It kind of fell out. I don't know how you screw it back on.
That's good enough, I guess.
Some of the new tech, all it needs is more RAM, like certain upscales, object tracking. Yeah, but he's playing Minecraft. I was like, he wants a Dell tower or something. It's like, it's just gonna have, or just like a standard tower with like no epic gaming. So it's like, you don't need a bunch of RAM for that. 16 is fine. Unless you're streaming like 6 things at once, you don't need that much.
Hope the pins are right. Same behavior as before. Motherboard's just bad. I've tried everything. I am not trying another power supply, but I will lie to MSI and tell them I tried 2 power supplies. Tears.
It's like, trust me, that HX1000i works. It's Corsair. It's not gonna blow up randomly.
Right, it's the best, one of the best brands for not blowing up. EVGA was like that until they had the one that was blown up a couple years ago.
He has an EGVA for the 1300 watt one because it was cheap.
Who does?
You?
Oh, yeah, because it was on sale. I haven't even used it for anything yet. I have a 1300 watt EVGA. That's for future need if I start mining again in 2026 when the bull run happens.
You're a bull run.
I have 32 gigs of RAM in my editing PC, Corey.
I have 64 in my laptop and 32 in my desktop.
And we were talking about maybe me upgrading my editing rig to 128 because some of my AI workloads just consume all my RAM and only half of the VRAM of my GPU. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm trying to browse the internet and, you know, handle my Patreon account, make sure people have access to the stuff they paid for, all this other stuff, and nothing will move. Like, look at my system RAM, and it's all like, it's pegged. Like, what's going on?
I was like, I probably need to upgrade my RAM because if I open too much stuff, like trying to just do my streaming stuff normally, I run into that error in Google Chrome that says, "Oh, I got out of memory."
Oh, what I was almost talking about earlier. Philip, your 80 gigs of RAM? Dang. So I'm thinking of getting 128 gigs of RAM. First thing I'm going to buy, though, and I've done a video on this. You probably already know because you told me about that you have a lot of experience in hardware. I want to buy an RTX 3060 12 gig because you can get it under $300, but you'll have 12 gigabytes of VRAM. And that one's going to go into the streaming rig that we use on the kitchen table. And then
I feel like a 3060 12 gig would be perfect with the i7 7700.
even though they're a couple years apart.
Yeah. Just sounds...
And when you start your capitalism again, you're buying the 3080 from me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I'm going to start cleaning up.
I was like, I just bought 64 gigs of RAM for my laptop because, like, it was the same price as 32 gigs of desktop RAM. So I'm like, sure.
Did I show you the one Lenovo laptop I was looking at that was $1,000? When it starts out at like 600, and when you add all the bells and whistles, it's 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
That one I think goes up to 64 or 58 or some weird number because one of the DIMMs is soldered to the board.
I was like, if you could get a laptop with an RX 6700 that has a number pad, that would be really good.
Yeah, I need a number pad. That's how my workflow works. Once a week I do my balance my checkbook. And it can't be on my main editing rig because my brain has to separate doing my budget from being creative.
Or fun.
Yeah, gaming.
You barely game on that though.
The main reason that I game is so that I can hang out with people on stream. And for people watching that don't know, that's Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Maybe we can do like Minecraft streams together.
Now, the only reason I would ever play Minecraft is to play with you.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be funny because you could be picking on me for not knowing crap about the game. Do I have to pay for it to join your server?
I was like, if we do it locally, no. So, I was talking about that one client of Minecraft. You just open a LAN world and you can join.
Oh, but you have to be in my house.
Yeah. There's also a service called Addernos that has free Minecraft servers. It doesn't matter what Minecraft client you use.
What GPU? Oh, the GPU I use for my editing rig is RTX 3090. I'd like to get a 3090 Ti, like I was talking to my patrons about maybe starting a GoFundMe, because all the VRAM on the 3090 is, half of it is on the normal side where the cooler is, and the other half is on the back side where the backplate is, and there's no cooling. So it'll thermally throttle sometimes. It'll thermally throttle all the time if you try to mine with it, because the VRAM is constantly loading and unloading stuff. Kind of like how your regular CPU in your computer works. You open a program, say a spreadsheet, and it all goes into RAM, all your formulas and everything. It sits in your RAM, and as you change numbers in the spreadsheet, the CPU is manipulating what's in the RAM. But when you're mining the cryptocurrency, it's doing that. And overclocking the VRAM is what gives you better hash rate, so you can make money faster. And the 3090 was like, oh, 120 hash rate. I'm like, oh, 120 for one GPU, worth it. And then come back 20 minutes later, it's all the way down at 80 because it throttled itself. So I want to get a 3090 Ti so I don't have any thermal throttling while I'm doing my workloads on my computer. And then
I just keep thinking 3090 Ti is super because NVIDIA's being stupid with their naming scheme for the 4000 series.
yeah. I have a mod I found on Amazon, which is an external mod for a 3090 that puts a thermal pad on the back plate and then a heat sink with 2 fans in it. So I figure I can get a couple videos out of that.
And also, apparently, putting like full desktop 120 millimeter fans is really, really good for cooling GPUs. Like,
Yeah,
like somebody did a 1080 Ti, and it was like 50 degrees with 2 of them.
you're right. Point, Abigail. The 90 to 100. So when you're mining, how I got my GPUs to not ever break themselves so that they still have resale value is that I memorized the number 80. And it's 80 Celsius where you want to thermally throttle in the software. And it's like a command line you have to make. You say if it gets up to 80, thermally throttle that GPU. 80 degrees Celsius. And it's not the VRAM, that's the GPU die. And then 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit is how much your maximum ambient should be in the room. So I have a Bluetooth one in here, and I have a Wi-Fi one in the living room so I can remotely monitor the ambient temperature of the room. And then I have software on a laptop that would monitor my machines, and if something gets above 80, it would reboot it. And that way, if I later on I look at my mining stats and if I see a bunch of dips, then I can go adjust the clocks on that particular GPU. But you're right, that's when I got the 3090 was when I discovered people were starting keeping track of the VRAM temps because of GDDR6X. Yeah, it's the same kind of RAM that's in the 4090, but an older generation because the DIMMs only went up to 8, whatever 24 divided by 8 is. Then divide by 2. 16, 8, 16, 79, whatever it was. But then the SK Hynix figured out how to double the density for the 3090, for the 3090 Ti, so they can get all the VRAM on the cooler side. And then they fixed it again for the 4000 series, made it even better.
Oh yeah, I think there was a couple of weeks ago where I just found straight up SK Hynix RAM at like Best Buy or something. It was cool.
Is it kind of like a Corey Gamer, or is it kind of like microtransactions, all the little plugins and things in Fruity Loop Studio? I wouldn't mind having a 4090. Like my dream setup for doing AI is one machine with a 4090, one with 3090 Ti, one with 3090, one with a 3060 12 gig, and a fifth one running AMD. And then I know in my head which one is capable of doing what kind of workload so that I can constantly be making stuff to sell on Patreon. or maybe even do print on demand stuff. Got to get my my viewers to give me some ideas for stuff to put on shirts. Like maybe a picture of me going like this. It says toss. Toss. Yeah, the die should always be a lower temperature.
2 degrees Celsius.
So you said earlier, point Avigul, that the 4090 runs at 60. Is that the GPU? Oh, GPU mem temps are 60.
It's because it's a mega chunker cooler, I bet.
Yeah, the chonker that's like a cooler that takes up the internal volume of your whole computer.
I feel like my case could definitely fit a 4090, but I don't want a 4090, so I'm not going to think about a 4090.
If you had a job right now that made you like $2,000 a month and only half of that had to go to bills, what GPU would you get?
Asking them?
No, I'm asking you. Yeah, anybody else? Corey, if you know, same question goes to you.
I wouldn't have bills, or at least not that many.
Well, I'm saying it theoretically. So you're living on your own, you got rent, electricity, and all this other stuff, but you're making good money. It's not like unlimited money, but you have enough to save up for whatever you want. What GPU would you get?
Probably still go with AMD with the 7900 XTX.
Yep.
I don't feel like setting my house on fire.
Maybe then the 5,000.
I don't trust NVIDIA enough with after they did with the...
The 4090 with a weird connector catching on fire.
I just want them to use like 4 PCIe things.
My 3090 uses 3. Right, you're exactly right. Just put a 4th one. Nobody's going to complain. I'm already using 2 cables because I got 3 connectors.
I was like, the second best AMD GPU isn't... It's less than half the price of the 4090 and doesn't perform twice as worse. So I'm going to go to techpowerup.com.
Yeah, I just can't stand the 4000 series, how much power they have to pull. See, it's, for me, my dream GPU is a 3090 Ti. Right. When they got higher density VRAM. All right, CPU come out.
The 4090 is only 40% better, and it's double the price. That's a scam. I was like, if you're just staring at it for gaming performance...
Point Abigail said he had the smoke alarm go off and he was freaking out.
Save like $600.
That he thought that his GPU was on fire. My smoke alarm goes a lot here because I live in a really old house that does not have an exhaust fan over the stove. So I've become desensitized to it. I don't even look around for a fire. I just go in there, open the windows, and take the battery out of the smoke detector.
I was like, look, the difference isn't even that much.
Dude, I have focus lock on.
I know, I'm just seeing if it would work. I always have to try.
They can hear you at least.
Now I have to check how much a 4090 is on Newegg. I bet it's like $1,600 because of scalpers. RXTX 40.
Hey, Point Abigail, did you subscribe to the channel yet? And next question.
$2,200 for the Asus one and $1,800 for a weird Gigabyte one with the Christmas lights. Rugaba.
Do you like skits? Because I do sci-fi comedy. I have one that came out last week called The Scary Hour.
Oh, weird. That's a weirdly outdated CPU for a 4090. 11900K. I mean, it's cheaper, but like, that's kind of weird.
Point Abigail's been subscribed to my channel.
Oh, cool.
Did you see Scary Hour yet on my channel?
Ew, the MSRP is now $2,600. The fan edition is 2600 MSRP now. It's terrible.
That's wrong. I put the CPU in the clamshell wrong.
You put it in wrong the last time.
That's what she said.
No, if you put it in wrong, you didn't put it in at all.
Right. Well, there are ways you do it wrong. And you're like, sorry. But I did it right at least.
What am I going with?
Because you exist.
Core Gamer, what am I going with?
Yeah, tell them the name of the GPU that you want. The AMD, what's it? 7950X? TS?
I want the RX 7900 XT. I was like, that one's the most, like, reachable, expensive one that I can think of because it's the price of a 4070 Ti, but better than a 4070 Ti. Decent amount, too.
If I had an influx of money right now, I would just buy another motherboard. Stop dealing with this MSI terrible service.
I was like, I wonder if there's any, e-waste shops in Florida that you can actually buy from. I'm gonna check when I go over there because I'm, really interested if I can get, kind of decent thing for really cheap.
See if you can get an ASRock because they noticed the quality going down of their competitors and so they started increasing their quality.
Ass rock.
It's like passing a
I was
kidney
like,
stone.
if I can get an AM4 motherboard that actually works from one of those places, I'll be amazed.
There's other paperwork in a box thingy. Or maybe I grabbed the wrong one.
It's like RX 7900 XT X plus a Ryzen 9 7900X. Yeah, it's basically the same numbers. I think it's because they want you to pair the two together. I'm not sure about this, but you call one the 7900X and call one the 7900X.
So Corey says, so I just installed IMS because I know it's not gonna ask for my money.
What is IMS?
Is that like hymns?
Is that another music software? And also I can show you how to get FL Studio for no dollars, by the way. I have the link to it.
I told Corey the story about many, many years ago how I tried FL Studio and it was too limiting for me. And basically it came 2 years after someone showed me how to use Acid. And Acid's workflow worked.
Not the drug.
Not drugs.
Not LCD.
Not lysergic, whatever dithylamide.
Not lysergic chloramidic diphthalamide. Chloramidic. Imagine if it was actually chloramidic.
And then when I found out Vegas had a very similar workflow to Acid, that's what I wanted to use to edit videos.
It's like how WinRAR asks for you money all the time, but
yeah, there's a way to get FL Studio for free without cracking it. But you don't get all the plugins. I was gonna say how for him to crack it.
Oh,
okay. I tried
because I have a link for it and I know how to not get a virus from it.
Back then, I was cracking software to extend the trial period before I paid for it, because in my opinion, trial periods of 30 days isn't enough. It should be 90.
Ableton Live is 90.
Is that a video editing software?
No, it's a music editing software. Shotcut sounds like some Apple product. What is it? Or like what company made it, I guess.
Shotcut. Yeah, Corey Gamer. Google Shotcut. See if it's got stuff you can use.
Oh, it's like I have an old version of Power Director on my phone that I use for most of the editing software, and Adobe Premiere Pro. I haven't made my PC have diarrhea from the RAM yet, so hopefully I don't make that one YouTube poop that I was working on too complicated, so I don't crash it. Imagine if I crash it using that. Just making people from Mazy Digital Circus swear.
After I put this motherboard back in the box, we're gonna go watch Beetlejuice and Madam Web if we're still awake. I wait to watch the good movies when he's here, and I was looking up a trailer for some movie, and in the YouTube search results, Beetlejuice was there. They have a sequel. So I was telling him about it, like, well, that sounds cool, and he wants to see it. Well, he's here, and he's got another day off tomorrow, so we can sleep in. I wonder if you guys can see it. They actually sent a good-looking box. This is the first time I've got a good-looking motherboard box back from RMA, and it's got the MSI logo, and it says motherboard in red. It's like I almost want to keep it. Maybe I should, just because it looks sweet. Because I've been using laptop boxes from work to send motherboards back. Because the first one, I sent it back and they destroyed my box. I had the actual box it came in, like match. If I were a company doing RMA, I would match the box to the board and keep them together from beginning to end, so the customer would feel like. And it's just subconscious, psychological. Like it's all together. They're treating me. They're giving me the white glove treatment, all that. But they basically berated me when I says, "Can I have my box back?" So they berated me in an email. Said, "You need to read the policy." I'm like, "What are you talking about? What policy?" And it says, "No select. You do not get to keep accessories or carton." I'm like, "What do you?" And I'm
Carton.
Like, so they're calling the box a carton.
You're a carton.
You're a
MSI.
carton. You're a carton MSI. So you can run FLPS because most F&M songs run US FLPS.
I linked him this thing.
Is FLPS a plugin?
FLPs is the file type that FL Studio uses for its songs.
Oh. That was my next question. We could sit down and talk some more.
Maybe you can go to like my crime. Go to the living room and go to the crimes against. Oh right, that's not gonna reach. Oh, wait, it might actually. Will it reach? How long is the camera cable?
I'm getting a drink.
It's sketchy if you do it wrong, but if it's not sketchy if you do it right. That's my philosophy in life, Corey Gamer. Wait, that's really sus. I just noticed.
Go back out. Stay on stream.
I know I'm stealing my laptop. Unplug it from the hole.
Unplug it from the hole.
This laptop blows a lot.
Hey, John 5S. That's a Johnny 5S. Sit over here, so you're in frame.
I want to show laptop screen somehow. Tommy, I've snorted this. That's my pen.
That's what she said. I snorted something.
No, my background says, Pomni, I've snorted a suitcase full of Coke and I'm starting to feel the effects.
He did a...
Because that's a scratch comment.
He did a console command in Minecraft to where he could eat anything and also broke the limit of his health bar. So all that red is his health bar.
I can't eat everything. I can only eat some things that I've specifically made edible.
That's what she said.
Remember when Mr. MatPat wore edible underwear?
So Johnny Fives. Johnny Fives! Like the movie. You haven't seen that movie, Charlie.
Yeah, I haven't.
It's really cheesy. You don't need to see it. It doesn't hold up. And your mic is falling down again. Whatever you did to it, we need to find a way to fix it.
Why did it take so long to eat that crafting table?
Because you're not supposed to eat crafting tables.
It took a second and a half. This is... Do not disassemble. Do not destroy. Vital testing apparatus.
Are you new to my channel, Johnny Fives?
I don't know why I'm mining to the core of the earth with my crafting table that I also use as food. I should turn it into an enchanted crafting table. It gives me extra effects. No, it doesn't.
I wish that...
I wish I could eat these seeds because I don't need them.
I wish that ball joint thing that the webcam is hooked up to would let me angle down.
Yeah, if I try to fight a warden, I'm actually fine. Oh yeah, I should spawn a couple of them right now.
Well, okay, Johnny Fives. To tell you what my channel is about, right now it's a lot of Stable Diffusion, which is an AI picture generator and all kinds of other stuff. I do some AI stuff, and I do skits sometimes. I have a skit video that came out last week called The Scary Hour, and it's really hilarious. It's sci-fi comedy, but I use a bunch of different AI resources to create different things in the video. Like, I use some AI stuff for audio cleanup. I train voices, so I can have other characters that have different voices besides mine, obviously. I use AI to generate pictures that I can animate. Like, there's a computer that has blinking lights, and then there's a girl in a call center, and I make her mouth move. It looks real cheesy, but it's funny. At least there's something there, you know. And what else? Oh, I use ChatGPT to help me write the script.
Oh, he's tweaking. Oh, he's not tweaking anymore.
Oh, you run Stable Diffusion? You definitely need to subscribe to my channel then. Because
I think he has.
he said this is his first time on a live stream.
He's watched your shorts.
He's been watching my short. Well, I don't have that many shorts about Stable Diffusion. I need to do shorts about Stable Diffusion. Like, immediately after doing the Forge video, I should be like, check this video about, it's more than twice as faster than automatic 1111.
You're twice as faster than the automatic 11.
RVC. What's RVC?
Roblox Developer Conference.
I'm going to Google. What is RVC? Said what, not E-hat.
Yeah, I correctly selected my laptop.
Regional
power cable
value
out of, like,
content.
the 8 power cables on the floor.
Google doesn't know what I'm talking about.
RDC?
Richard Victor Charlie.
Oh. Roblox Vector Conference?
Apollo is nice. Is Apollo an AI thing? or a Minecraft thing?
Space mission.
It's a space mission.
It's old.
It's old one,
Like your mom.
like your mom.
I'm gonna teleport somewhere else so it's less laggy. I should not use the mace for this.
You're not even barely in frame. You want to scooch over here?
Respect. I want to show them my cursed Minecraft though. Remember? Oh, that's why it's so laggy. I'm under the villages. The village. Oh. I'm like 2 out of frame.
Apollo is a way to use RVC. I remember seeing RVC as a computer thing, but I'm Googling it. And Google's not giving me anything useful. The RVC is a ratio of the cumulative sum of the periodic changes in the value of one equity exposure to the cumulative sum of the periodic changes in the... Blah. Remote video coaching. Rock Valley College. RVC voice changer. Now I'm remembering where I saw it. All the voice changer things I did locally. I used Tortoise.
You're
If you know about that.
You're a tortoise.
You're a tortoise. So Apollo is a thing where you can use RVC in it. Soviets.
Soviets.
SO-VITS-RVC is the one I've been learning how to use for a future video. The problem I have is that you train a model on a target voice. And if you want a second target voice, you have to move folders out of Soviets and train. And then if you want to go back to that first voice, you have to move the folders back in and move them around. So Apollo... So you used to use Soviets and now you use Apollo.
Soviets?
So I'm going in my Google Doc right now for Soviets. I'm going to put Apollo in there. So if you want them to see anything on that screen, it has to be within the f-stop of this area over here. You know that, right? Because that's how I set the focus.
Are the wardens even damaging me?
Let me edit. There we go. Apollo. I got a question about Apollo. And the question is...
Oh, that does a lot of damage to the armor.
New program, what jumbo, or something weird. And it's all like in one AIO. Or one AI, yeah. AIO.
All in one. Your friend died, lol.
With Apollo, does it let you train more than one model and switch between them when you're generating? That's what I need. Because the character that I want to do is based off of a real life person. But in his videos, he has 3 different vocal styles. He's got normal talking, and then he talks like this. And then he's got voiceover that you can, it sounds like he's recording on a potato laptop. So I have to train 3 different voices. Yes, Matt, Pat. Spoilers. Charlie, check DMs.
Oh, I got a totem of undying. Cool. I don't need it, but sure.
Where'd you DM him in whatever? Johnny5 says, I've never had good results from AI training. I had an orange cartoon character that I tried to train.
Donald Trump.
So if you're going to train a cartoon character, it's a little harder. You're going to train off of the SD 1.5 pruned. And then you're probably going to want like 100 different pictures of the cartoon character from different angles. But have none of them have any JPEG artifacts in them at all. All right? And then look at my videos.
Oh, I'm hitting him with a fire charge.
I have a recent video where I have two methods. And you want to crop all those pictures so they're like squares and they're 768 by 768. No pixelization or JPEG artifacts. When you zoom in on them, it looks sharp.
It looks sharp.
And then the other thing is, in order to get a cartoon-based character, I don't know, it's not going to be man. You're doing a character, so you have a instance prompt of a unique word. So MY capital C ARTO 0N, so that Stable Diffusion doesn't try to tokenize the word cartoon out of it. It sees that as a unique word. But it's not going to be a man. I don't know. Because you in order to have a character, you have to have a class prompt and a instance prompt. It's like, so with training a woman's face, you need the class prompt to be a woman. You just got to figure out what that is. And then you download like 20 different models. I'd say 10 realistic ones and 10 cartoon ones. And try a basic prompt where it's just like instance prompt, comma, class prompt, cartoon character. And then in the negative prompt, put realistic, comma, photograph. And just run that to where it tests all 20 models using a script at the bottom of Stable Diffusion. And then you'll see which one where it looks best. And then you can tweak your prompt from there. But it sounds like it's going to be the same amount of work as training a face, but a couple steps are going to be different. Base model as DPO. What's DPO? Well, you don't have to train different models for different emotions. Like, for example, if you're going to do your own face, you just do all your different emotions like that and take pictures and put that into your training data. Scared, mouth open, mouth closed, smiling, laughing, angry, stern, normal face. It knows all those words. Go back to... Oh, for voices. So you meant for voices. Base model is DPO. You just get a weird word to generate something close to what you're trying to do. There's no other references. I wish your laptop was like over here so that it was in frame. There,
Is the
now,
witch killing
now your
itself?
left shoulder is covering half of it.
Dang
Yeah,
it.
so turn counterclock. There we go. Now people can see what you're doing. And I can go like this.
Oh, I got down to 69 crafting tables. Stop killing yourself.
Stop killing yourself. Stop killing yourself. Stop killing yourself. Do you want to watch Beetlejuice now?
When we get the like command string for the food thing, then yeah.
Huh. Huh. Corey wants to join us.
In Minecraft.
Do you mean Minecraft, Corey? You probably can't tonight because we're about to watch a couple movies.
Minecraft. Okay. Can't always eat.
Oh, the movies. We were going to watch in the living room. We would have to watch on the computer if we wanted to share with Corey Gamer. No.
Yeah, I don't want to.
If there was a way to do it, like if we had a Stream Deck, not a Stream Deck. What's that capture card? Elgato. If I had an Elgato
I do.
to capture my PS3 and send that to my server, and then run Discord on the server. No, I would need OBS to bring into Elgato one night,
Yeah.
and then
Or the Discord
and then use
stream.
Discord to capture the screen. But then, how do I do it? Because my server is headless. It doesn't have a monitor on it. Unless I flip the TV over to it. Which I never do. I always remote in.
Let me eat the warden spawn egg. It's not working.
Come, Mr. Tallyman. Oh, yes! Point Abigail remembered one of the songs from Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice has the power to like take over people if they are weak-willed. And he makes them all start singing, "Come, Mr. Tallyman." And all they're singing around the kitchen table.
Minecraft. Dirt. Oh yeah, I want to eat dirt path.
Eat dirt path.
Oh, I only gave myself one. Whoops. That only gave me 2 hunger back. This is a scam.
I'm dropping in chat the...
It's so cursed eating a dirt path. I love eating dirt paths.
Does that link even work? Go to channel? That's not what I wanted to share. Can I delete that? No, like remove, yeah. Of course I can, because it's my chat. I'm trying to put my latest skit video where I used all the different AI tools to make it.
And so you're not supposed to be able to pick up a dirt path, so it's technically illegal for it to be in my inventory.
It's still sharing my channel instead of the video.
Let's place structure jungle pyramid. You're placing it wrong. You're still placing it wrong.
Oh, I did share Scary Hour? Because when I try to tap the link, the only option I have is go to channel. As long as you're saying it's taking you to Scary Hour, then good. That's what I need to do.
I'm just
Because I need more views and comments on my skits.
Ooh, natural structure.
I put a ton of work into them, and as far as I know, I'm the only YouTuber that's doing AI stuff and actually using it to make skit videos. There's like people saying, "Oh, look at this cool thing. You can use this to make a skit, or you can use this to write a script." Do it. Be creative. You know, that's the whole point of Stable Diffusion and all these other AI is to be creative. People are doing it, and we need to fight the algorithm. Because YouTube is like, oh, you do Stable Diffusion? That's the only kind of videos I'm going to promote on your channel. Oh, you do vlogs? That's all I'm going to promote on your channel. I'm tired of that. Because YouTube is the opposite of how actual customer service works. Why does the grocery store put milk all the way at the back? So you have to walk past all that other stuff and discover it on the way. How does the YouTube algorithm work? Oh, I'm only going to show you a feed full of stuff that's similar to things you've seen before. We're not going to let you discover anything new. So I think the great way...
I mean, there is a section called New to You, but that's not...
Yeah. I think the best way to discover new to you is to have creators who 90% of their videos are one thing, and they throw in like little videos on the side. And their subscribers, not all of them, the ones
Camels are pretty strong.
The ones who like that other secondary content, go and watch it. And that is going to tell YouTube, stop suppressing this stuff. We like variety. We like discovering new things. Corey Gamer's like, I eat dirt all the time. It's the coolest. A tutorial with just the pictures that are on GitHub, and the guy doesn't even generate his own pictures. That's one of my rules, is that I never do a video about AI that generates something until after I've actually used it to generate something, so I have a sample. In the beginning, when I was doing Stable Diffusion videos, I would plan, and I would keep the prompts of things that's worked, and I would generate it while recording, but that takes too much time. So instead, I would be like, this is what I generated earlier.
Okay, where are the terrorists? I want to murder them.
Another thing I do, Johnny Fives, is I'll watch 2 or 3 videos as a tutorial about how to do something in AI. And then as I'm writing the first one, I go on their video and I write a time in the comments. And then set the time, and then I right-click that and hit copy link, and I paste that into a Google Doc, and I type each part of their process down. And then I watch a second one, and I go and I revise that doc, and I watch a third one, and I revise it. And then I do it on one computer at home, and I'm not even recording it, and I revise that document again. So I put in all the quirks, like when I did the Forge video, how a couple of my computers needed me to launch Forge without the flag for Xformers until it got to the end and it would crash, and then put Xformers in and then run it again. That's how I found out about that, is by testing it. And when the final process is, I've got 3 different people that I've watched how to do a thing. I've done it myself as a 4th one, and then the 5th one is when I record it. So people will complain in the comments, wow, how dare you have a mistake and leave the mistake in? I'm like, you don't even know how many mistakes I ironed out before I recorded it. I would think it's more organic for somebody to see me say, oh, here's a quirk, let's see if it does that. Oh, it didn't do that this time, but it did this other thing, you know?
Oh, cats murder rabbits in Minecraft. That's cool.
The download, it might just be Corey, it might just be where you're downloading it from.
Yeah, I forgot I sent them the thing and the file didn't work, he said.
And sometimes, Johnny Fives, the instructions on Git are wrong.
You're a kid.
Somebody on my last stream was telling me to try a certain repo of Stable Diffusion. I was like, all right. So I went to try it, and their instructions were wrong. After I downloaded it and tried to run the setup, it was said it was already installed. Like, it's not installed. I just downloaded the thing. You need to set up and put the dependencies in. So I had to hack it, figure out what it was doing, and delete a certain file.
Oh no.
Are you floating in the sky?
Yeah. The spectator mode on. I thought it said village murders in the subtitles. I'm putting desert villages in a not desert.
From this angle, it looks like snow biome.
It is. My laptop screen isn't that bad, so it doesn't like distort like older
You
ones.
need to know what's happening. The last time I got helpful instructions was codename FNF engine. I guarantee you, everything I put on GitHub is going to have clear instructions. You just have to be willing to read it in a sequential way. You guys know the Boru Dataset Tag Manager app? I want to make an app that competes with that.
What does that do?
So whenever you train a model, you've got training data files, and then next to those files you have text files with the same name as the training, so in this case Stable Diffusion or pictures.
Mm-hmm.
But inside the text files, it describes what's in the picture. Okay, blonde woman sitting in a chair holding a beer or whatever.
America!
Yeah. Well, Boru Dataset Tag Manager makes it easy for you to go in there and say, I don't want the word beer to appear anywhere. I want to say that's a pop can. And find which one has that and change it. But there's some clunkiness to it. The most awkward thing is that they put the whole path, the little thumbnails of each picture, and they got the whole path to each one consuming all the space on the screen when all you need is the file name. And the next thing is, if you have the preview window open and you leave one picture to go to another picture, there's a pop-up that says, do you want to save your changes right now? And that pop-up comes below or behind the preview picture. Because it's stealing the focus, it's locked the GUI until you've responded to it. You cannot close the pop-up picture. You have to, before touching the mouse or keyboard to do anything else, press Y on your keyboard. So what I want is autosave, like a drop-down that says autosave, yes or no. And then when you leave a picture, it'll autosave for you. And if it ever nags you with a yes/no prompt, then it knows the preview thing can't be in the way. And the preview thing is not going to be a pop-up window. It's going to be a object within the main window that you can move around. Because I figured out how to do that. I figured out how to write, on a previous program I wrote, write subroutines where you have click and drag on a window to move it around. And I want filters like body shape. Like when you train a woman's face, you need like to train the body shape, and so you got large bajungas, small bajungas, you know what I mean, or whatever. You want to make sure, say in this case, you don't want large because she's medium. I want a filter menu where you open up a menu and say, show me all the pictures that have large bajungas, and then it just hides all the ones that don't and only show you the ones that do. That kind of thing. Is this whoever made the Boru Dataset Tag Manager, when they see mine, they're going to be like, whoa, it's like he knows what people need. Bajang. Corey wrote Bajangas. You're right. Point. Avogulugulu. Every time I have like a tutorial to install something, I at least spend a minute saying this is how you install Git, and this is how you install Python. Make sure you check install for all users and check add Python to path and reboot the computer, because that might I might only have like 1/100th of my viewers. That's the only AI they're ever going to use. But if I skip over that, I'm not helping them. And there's multiple ways to do most things. You're right. The easiest way is you have one Python version. You're not doing these virtual ones. And I've even tried other people's tutorials for installing a specific Python version for a specific program by doing all the stuff in the command line, and I can't get it to work. The way I did get it to work was with Anaconda, because it has this GUI where you can create environments within it, and then you just change, you start one, and then you change it into the directory where you want to have run your AI, and then run in whatever its command is. And to make it easier, you could just have, okay, whenever I start that environment, what folder is it in? Okay, let's go into that folder in File Explorer. Let's create a batch file that changes directories to where I need it to be and runs the thing that runs that AI. Anaconda is pretty sweet for that, because you can get it to work. First try every time, as long as you know what version of Python you need for that AI. I tried Miniconda. I'm like, why are you mini?
Macroconda.
Yeah, we need more condas.
Maybe you make a conda.
Yeah, that would be cool, Corey. But you're all the way over in Cali.
He's not in Cali. He's over somewhere else.
So Point Abigail did this similar to what I did, because he's got shortcuts in his taskbar to all his different AI things. Yeah, Johnny Fives knows what I'm talking about, because you do it the VNV way and it doesn't always work. It's so freaking annoying. Well, Stable Diffusion and Koya use VENV on their own. Their batch files do whatever it is in the background while you launch it. Like you may or may not have seen the video I did where you can batch train LoRa's. Like last night I set it up to train 4 different LoRa things. That way I can keep the best one out of the 4. And all I did was copy paste that top part of the Koya batch file that creates the environment into a VB script. Or no, I have a VB script make it. You know what I mean. It makes a batch file where the top part of it looks the same as the top part of launching Koya. So it creates an environment from the right folder, as long as you set your folder in the top of the VB script. Oregon's close enough. Yeah, I don't like duplicating stuff. Point out of Google, but they're tiny files. Stuff you do duplicate is tiny. Like Python.exe is tiny. I have, like, for example, what is it? Not FFmpeg. That command line thing that we use to convert things. Is it FFmpeg.exe?
Maybe.
I can't remember right now. Some AI tools use it because you can use it in the command line. And I got tired of converting all my pictures to PNG, and I started using it in a console. And it's super tiny. So if you have different copies of it all over your hard drive, it doesn't matter. Like Stable Diffusion, if you install certain plugins, will download it.
If it's 2 megabytes, it doesn't really matter.
Video and audio contrusions.
You're an audio contrusion.
I'm contruding all my audios. Can we go watch a movie now?
There's so much village. Look.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
What is that? Oh, that's just more village. Huh? Oh, that's an end ship. I thought there was just a floating,
Is that the end of your world?
No.
It's just the end of the horizon?
Yeah. The world goes out for like a few million more blocks. I bet if this was like an actual survival world, it would just be fascinating to like walk through the massive village.
All right, it's movie time.
Especially with this like triple whatever the crap this is.
Is that something that was already in your game?
No, I just spawned a bunch of it. I just spawned a bunch of jungle villages. I mean, desert villages.
And it procedurally generated buildings.
Uh-huh. There's like a few presets that it randomly goes through.
It's time for Beetlejuice, dude.
I know.
Okay, he says he knows. Yeah, that's FFmpeg. Okay.
FFmpeg.
Dude, I use FFmpeg so much. All right, the first time I used it was to remove video rotation because I film all my skit videos with smartphones, and I like, if I'm going to be doing something on a workbench, I'll mount a smartphone above like this, film in 4K so I can crop in and you can still see really close to what I'm doing. But sometimes it will film upside down because it thinks I'm holding the phone this way. But then you can use FFmpeg to remove the rotation information from a video. Because there's only two rotations. There's 0 and then there's 90. Okay?
Yeah.
But if you remove the rotation information, it goes back to 0. So that's one step done, and then I'll throw it in my video editing software, Vegas, and then flip it the way it's supposed to be and render that out. But FFmpeg, like I built into a batch menu for me to drop in a file, and it makes the command line argument for me, and then puts fixed at the end for me, and saves it back to the folder that the source file was, without me having to figure all that stuff out every time. And before I figured out OBS had Remux in its own menu. Remux where you turn an MKV into an MP4.
Oh.
No, that wasn't the reason. The reason was because I was running on this really old AMD FX80 350, and it was too slow. But FFmpeg was faster. I would just tell it a folder, and it would remux all the MKVs in that folder. FFmpeg is like hot action. I love it. And it is used inside of the one plugin I use in Stable Diffusion is called Difforum. Do you know what is it called? Where you have 2 frames and AI figures out what if you had this 30 frame video.
Interpolation.
Interpolation. Okay, where it figured out the frames in between. Difforum's like that, except instead of figuring out what it thinks the frame should be in between, it takes a prompt and takes the frame that you're at and uses that as a seed. Instead of using a static seed that you've seen, it uses that current frame as a seed to generate the next image, and then the next image, and then the next image, until it gets to the next frame of your source video. And you could even do it without a source video, and you can just say, okay, at frame number 1600, at frame 150 or whatever, use this picture file I have saved on the hard drive as the seed. And it just makes these weird, trippy things. And then once it's done, it just generated like thousands of pictures. It uses FFmpeg to turn that into an MP4 at the frame rate that you choose in the menu.
Yeah, you should try and download it to your desktop. It should run pretty well.
Corey. All right. How long do we stream?
Yes.
We streamed for yes hours and yes minutes. 2 hours, 5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I should end it.
Yeah, I'm going to end it. Thank you, everybody that showed up for the stream. Check out my skit video. Help out my channel so I can get a like and a comment on the Scary Hour. And I'll see you at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Thursday when I play Starfield and hang out with people and talk about whatever people want to talk about. Bye.
So much yellow. I'm still comprehending.